Congratulations, you've made some assessments. You've attached students to the assessments and maybe you've even already entered assessment results. But now you need to maybe go back and make some changes. Maybe you've discovered a typo in your focus, or you need to change a date or something else that's come up. So I need to go to the View, Edit Assessments. From here, I'm going to choose which assessment it is that I would like to change. So now that I've chosen the grade 4 behaviors for successful learning, maybe I realize, wow, I really didn't add enough on my focus. So here's now where I can come back on in and I can edit more information, add more information to edit on to add to my focus. I'm going to change that. Congratulations, you've created assessments, attached assessments to students, and even entered assessment results. But now you've discovered you need to make some changes. So here's where you're going to use the View and Edit Assessments. So I go on this very first tab here at the top on the left, and then I click on my drop-down menu to choose the assessment that I would like to change. So for example, maybe I've discovered that really I need to add a whole lot more information here on my focus. This is really not long enough. I need to add some more details. And I've already got things attached to this assessment. Well, instead of having to start over again, now you can simply go back in, make those changes, add the other information that you need to add. Also from here, you can change other parts of the assessment. Maybe you've created the assessment, you thought you had everything in there, and then you realize, wait a minute, we didn't really get a chance to reflect on our learning. Maybe I want to remove that aspect and change it for something else. Here's where I can do that. I can go back, I can start to customize my rubric. I can change it and add aspects from different rubrics. That rubric can still be completely changed. Now over here in the Actions buttons, once again, I can view or print, I can export as a PDF, and I can send it by email. Now this is an important button. Over here I also find my spell check. Okay, so here's where I'm going to do my spell check for any of the writing that I have on the page. Now, what about a header for existing, oh shoot. That's not going to be working. Congratulations! You've made it to the View and Edit Assessments tab. Now that means that you've probably already created some assessments and maybe even attached it to students and entered student assessment results. But now maybe you have to go back and you would like to make some changes. So over here under Classroom Assessments, I've got the View and Assessments tab chosen. What I need to do is choose the assessment that I would like to edit. Once I do that, everything about that assessment pops up. So for example, maybe I realize I really need to improve my title. Maybe I realize that my focus here does not say enough. I can go ahead and I can make changes. Maybe I did this project initially by myself and I need to add another teacher's name to give them some credit because we did it together. Or maybe you have a teaching partner and this assessment is being done only by you and not your teaching partner, and you need to remove them from it. This is also a place where you can change and add your custom aspects. So here I've added some writing aspects, but perhaps in this project I've now decided, you know what, I'm going to also add a social learning goal. So I'm going to go over here to my social behaviors because maybe I've decided to do this as a group project and include social interactions as one of my reporting topics. Now by default, all of the aspects are clicked. Remember, I can unclick anything and just add the ones that I want. Now once I have all of this looking how I want it to be, I can go back over here to the Actions. I can view and print, PDF, and email. But wait a minute, before I do any of that, I should probably run the spell checker. Now, underneath the spell check, this doesn't, by the way, it's not an auto spell check. You have to ask it to spell check. Underneath that, though, there are two important buttons. Update existing assessment headers and update existing assessment aspects. These ones here are for assessments that you have already attached to students. So for example, I'm going to change the header of an assessment here that I already have attached to my class. Perhaps I've discovered that I've got a typo in it, or I had the date wrong, or I really want to just improve the name. This is where I can come in, I can make those changes, and I can update those things individually. And what it will do, it will actually update everything, all of the assessments attached to those their students. If I only want to attach the changes to 1 or 2 students, I can check it so that only those students who need those changes will be affected. Okay, so for example, maybe I had 2 students that were away and they did this at a later date and I want to change the date. Maybe they had a different focus. Theirs was slightly adapted. So I can go ahead and I can make the changes for those individual students. Updating existing aspects. Again, this will change the aspects that are selected attached to the students that are selected. Okay, so if I've already got assessments made, I've already got aspects attached to those students, by choosing update existing aspects, I can actually go back and make changes to those. Now the last one here, to delete an assessment, this will only sort of partially work. I can delete the assessment if I do not have any students attached. No problem. Maybe I've created a rubric here and now I've decided, you know what, I'm not going to use this one at all. I'm going to start from scratch. I can just delete this assessment. However, once it's attached to students, I cannot actually delete it because it will continue to be attached to those students. All right, I hope that helps. Good luck.